Hello, you're watching VNA News and now headlines.
Seminar discusses solution to HCMC disputes in the Republic of Korea. Australian Navy vessel HMAS Sirius visits central Da Nang city. Exports of agroforestry aquatic products reach $24.6 billion.
An international academic seminar on solution of the HCMC dispute took place in Seoul on October 30th. Our correspondent reported from the Republic of Korea.
The seminar, the fifth and the largest of its kind so far, drew 80 experts, scholars and guests from Japan, Australia, Vietnam and the host Republic of Korea. Addressing the event, Kwon Moon-sang of the Korean Ocean Research and Development Institute said that nations' declarations on island and sea sovereignty, sovereign rights and jurisdiction rights must be based on the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea and international law. The seminar, as a result, is a chance for researchers and scholars to deliberate international legal issues related to the current disputes in the HCMC and put forth peaceful solutions to these disputes.
Korean people and scholars have paid special heed to the situation in the East Sea. If China does not obey international law in conducting activities in the East Sea, the Republic of Korea government needs to put forth a clearer and more transparent stance on the issue.
At the seminar, the participants exchanged views on the important role of the Association of the Southeast Asian Nations (ASEAN) in ensuring regional security. They also spoke highly of historical, scientific and legal evidence affirming Vietnam's sovereignty in the East Sea presented by Vietnamese scholars.
Exhibitions featuring maps and historical documents proving Vietnam's sovereignty over Hoàng Sa and Trường Sa archipelagos, known in English as Paracel and Spratly, were reviewed at a meeting in Hanoi on October 30th.
The event aimed to evaluate the effectiveness of the displays, which have been organized nationwide since 2013 to raise public awareness of Vietnam's sovereignty over Hoàng Sa and Trường Sa islands. It is expected to collect comments and suggestions in a bid to better organize the exhibitions at home and abroad between now and 2017. So far, as many as 41 exhibitions on Hoàng Sa and Trường Sa have been organized successfully in provinces, cities and island districts by the Ministry of Information and Communication and relevant bodies. The exhibitions, drawing attention of thousands of domestic and international visitors, have contributed to educating the patriotic tradition and national solidarity among generations of Vietnamese people and improving the awareness of national building and protection. The first event was held in June 2013 in the central province of Hà Tĩnh, while the latest one took place in October this year in the northwestern mountainous province of Điện Biên. On the occasion, 30 individuals and units were honored for the outstanding contributions to sea and island sovereignty communication campaigns.
Fleet replenishment vessel HMAS Sirius of the Royal Australian Navy anchored at Tiên Sa Port on October 30th, beginning a 5-day friendship visit to the center city of Da Nang.
While in Da Nang, more than 60 officers and crew members are scheduled to pay courtesy visits to leaders of the Municipal People's Committee, high commands of the Military Zone 5, the Navy Zone 3, and border guards. They will also join a sport exchange with representatives of Brigade 161 under the high command of the Naval Zone 3. Besides, the Australian officers are set to visit several tourist attractions in Da Nang City. On this occasion, they are going to share experience on how to replenish supplies, monitor strange ships, and conduct joint exercises at sea with representatives of the High Command of the Naval Zone 3.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development reported export earnings from agro, forestry and aquatic products reached $24.6 billion in the first 10 months of 2015, a year-on-year decrease of 3.8%. More details coming up next.
Most of the key agricultural products saw a tumble in both quantity and value. Since January, the country has raked in $2.26 billion from exporting 5.32 million tons of rice, dwindling 4.6% in quantity and 11.7% in value compared to the same period last year. The same situation affected coffee and rubber export, which saw two-digit decreases. Some 1.05 million tons of coffee was sold for $2.13 billion in the 10-month period, tapering off 29.6% in volume and 31.4% in value. Meanwhile, rubber export witnessed a slight surge of 3.5% in the amount shipped abroad to 870,000 tons, but a 15.8% fall in revenue to $1.22 billion. In the period, tea shipments of 99,000 tons were worth $170 million, down 9.1% in quantity and 8.4% in value. By stark contrast, pepper and cashew exports saw stellar results. About 272,000 tons of cashew consumed in foreign countries brought back $1.97 billion, up 6.3% in volume and 18% in value. Pepper export in 10 months slid 19.6%, but value went up 0.5%. Pepper shipments stood at 117,000 tons for an export value of $1.11 billion. Vietnam earned $5.47 billion from wood and wood-based product exports, picking up 7.9% over the same period last year. China, Japan, and the US are three biggest importers of the commodity. The seafood sector also contributed $5.37 billion to the total export revenue, dropping 17.7% compared to the same period in 2014. The US continued to be the leading market, accounting for 19.43% of total seafood export value.
Ho Chi Minh City's economic growth is likely to surpass 10% for 2015. This information has been announced by the Municipal People's Committee.
Data on industrial production, trade and services indicated that the city would be able to beat its yearly growth target of between 9.5 and 10%. Notably, total retail sales amounted to $24.5 billion by the end of October, a year-on-year increase of 10.5%. The city's exports and imports, excluding crude oil, reached $22.11 billion in the first 10 months, up 9.2% over the same period last year. The city's industrial production continued expanding, increasing the proportion of the processing and manufacturing industries. Another highlight of the city's economy was the increase of investment capital. It reached $3.08 billion, up 4.8%. Foreign direct investment capital increased 44.3%. In order to complete the socio-economic development plan from now to the end of 2015 and lay foundations for 2016, the municipal authorities asked departments and sectors to implement measures to work towards set goals, including controlling inflation, stabilizing the macroeconomy, and ensuring social security.
The government has issued a decree on the management and operation of airports in Vietnam. The document set out the principles and responsibility of agencies and units to manage, plan, and operate airports.
Under the document, the minimal capital for establishing and maintaining operations of airport enterprises that provide aviation services is 200 billion Vietnam dong, equivalent to $8.9 million for international airports and 100 billion Vietnam dongs for domestic airports. The companies that operate passenger terminals, runways, aprons and warehouse, and those that ensure flight activities run smoothly, such as air traffic control, information, navigation aid, supervision, and weather observation need to have a minimum of 30 billion Vietnam dong, $1.34 million. It stipulates that all companies operating in airports must be Vietnamese entities, and enterprises that provide air traffic information, news, and search and rescue information must be owned by the state. Foreign ownership is not allowed to exceed 30% in companies that manage passenger terminals, cargo terminals, gas and oil supply, and ground commercial and technical services. Airlines are not allowed to own more than 30% of the charter capital in airport enterprises and enterprises that manage passenger and cargo terminals. The decree will take effect from December 12, 2015.
Container vessel CSCR Star of China, with loading capacity up to 160,000 tons, has docked at Kai Map International Terminal in southern Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province.
The container ship, 366 meters long and more than 51 meters wide, can carry over 14,000 20-foot equivalent units. By successfully receiving the container vessel, the Kai Map terminal has made Vietnam one of the 3 regional countries alongside Singapore and China that can handle this type of ship. This opens up a new shipping route between Asia and Europe, which will enhance competitiveness and bring about more opportunities for the container terminal. The terminal is a joint venture between Denmark-based APM Terminal, the Saigon Port and VNA Lines, and is able to receive 80,000-ton capacity vessels in 2010. The Chinese ship's docking has become a milestone for the deepwater port after upgrades were made to enhance its capacity.
An ongoing autumn book fair in Hanoi are introducing local books in the aficionados to more than 5,000 publications in various genres such as family, history, psychology, and business. Let's take a look.
A wide range of cultural activities are scheduled to take place during the event, and a number of discounts will be offered to honor reading culture and encourage reading in the community. In particular, the event brings 50% discounts to readers, with many books on sales at prices ranging from about $0.25 to $1.5. Books themed women and children are on the spotlight. Visitors also have a chance to take part in exchanges with some famous poets and educators. The event is underway at the Vietnamese Women's Museum in Hanoi's Hoàn Kiếm district and will run until November 2nd.
Vietnam has, for the second time in 4 years, been named Gold Destination of the Year for Asia and Australia by the International Association of Gold Tour Operators. The announcement was made at the International Golf Travel Market, the global golf travel industry annual trade show, held in Tenerife, the largest of Spain's Canary Islands. In the last 12 months, several courses have opened, including Vinpearl Golf Phu Quoc on the island of Phu Quoc, Sky Lake Golf Club near Hanoi, and the 27-hole Tân Sơn Nhất Golf Club next to the airport in Ho Chi Minh City. In December, the Bluffs Ho Chiam Strip, a link-style layout 2 hours southeast of Ho Chi Minh City, will host the Ho Chiam Open, a $1.5 million Asian Tour tournament, the richest sporting event in Vietnam history. Vietnam's rise as a gold destination unofficially began in 2007, when some of the country's top courses and hotels prompted the association to vote it Undiscovered Gold Destination of the Year. Soon thereafter, several international standard courses were built, including the Colin Montgomery-designed Montgomery Links and Northman's Dunes course at Da Nang Golf Club. The addition of those courses, as well as Nick Faldo's stunning Laguna Langko just north of Da Nang, helped Vietnam gain the Gold Destination of the Year for Asia and Australia for the first time in 2012. And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye for now.